By the winter of 1914, the illusion of a short, glorious war was shattered. The promise that the soldiers would be home by Christmas had dissolved into the brutal reality of the Western Front. A continuous, festering line of trenches stretched for hundreds of miles, an endless labyrinth of mud, barbed wire, and death. For months, men had lived in this hellscape, learning to hate an enemy they knew only through the barrel of a gun. But on Christmas Eve, something impossible happened. Across the frozen wasteland of no man's land, a sound drifted from the German trenches. It wasn't the crack of a rifle or the roar of artillery. It was a song. German soldiers, defying their officers, had placed small Christmas trees, their candles flickering in the dark, along the edge of their trench, and began to sing. From the British lines, an initial silence of disbelief was broken by applause. Then they answered with carols of their own. A call and response of Christmas hymns echoed across the battlefield, a fragile harmony in the heart of the war. On Christmas morning, soldiers cautiously climbed from their trenches unarmed. Enemies, who had been trying to kill each other hours before, now met in the middle. They shook hands, exchanged souvenirs, German schnapps for British plum pudding, buttons for tobacco, and showed each other photographs of their families back home. Together they buried their dead who had fallen in the frozen mud between their lines. In some sectors, the truce became legendary. A football was produced, and an impromptu game began. For a few precious hours, German and British men were not soldiers, but simply humans, sharing a moment of peace and goodwill. The truce could not last. Furious generals on both sides issued orders demanding a return to hostilities. The war had to be wound back up. But the Christmas Truce of 1914 was never forgotten. It was an organic, spontaneous act of mass rebellion against the absurdity of war, a testament that even in the darkest of times a shared humanity can endure.